Hey y'all, good afternoon. Sorry, I have my dog in my hand. I have to work in like 40 minutes and somebody was making noise outside. But I just watched episode one and I made hella notes, y'all. So I just wanted to get this video out real quick. So I decided to do WAGS to Riches. And just because I remember Sherelle from Selling Tampa. And I like Selling Tampa. I thought it was a really cute show. I was really sad when it got canceled. And I remember Sherelle talking about it. So I was like, let me see what this show was given and see if other people are gonna review it. But it's a pretty good show. Sherelle, was she not likable on Selling Tampa? I will say no, just because she was like the boss and came off kind of mean. But in the way, like, because I remember like she was having issues with a lot of the other people because she would be like, hey, I'm raising these percentages, and they would be like, I don't think that's fair. And in a business sense, it's like it's not fair. It's my business. I can do whatever I want, kind of thing. So I wasn't against Sherelle. Like, I get it. And then she was a little bit fake with like the friendships a little bit, but it's a pretty good show. I just didn't know. Maybe I'm not familiar with the WAGS brand. I thought this was just like sports affiliated. I didn't know this was like wives and girlfriends of everybody, like rappers included. I thought it was just sports. So maybe I'm just confused. Maybe it's just me. But let's get started real quick. So Sherelle is the forerunner of the show. She's well, not currently, I don't think, but she's engaged to Ocho Cinco on this show. Not currently, but they're on a golf course and they're like doing freaky golf. I don't know what they were doing. Like she was like bending over and popping it and all kind of stuff. But and I'm like, oh, Sherelle starting off humble. No, she starts off, I'm a boss ass bitch. I'm like, oh Lord. But she says that she's a developer and a real estate agent, broker. Um, and I even wrote in my notes, I like Selling Tampa. And I remember she was an army person too. I wrote that down too. And I forgot how many kids she has before she got with Ocho Cinco. Mm, Three, I think, two. I don't know. Um, the T is, I didn't know that because I remember when she did the interview with Carlos King, I didn't know that she was married while she got with Ocho Cinco. I think they were like separated or something, but that's some tea. But so they're just flirting around, and then we meet two more girls on a different part of the golf course, right? So the first girl is named Alexis, super pretty. She has like faux, I think they may be faux locks because they look really perfect, but they could have been her locks and she just got like a retwist or whatever. But Alexis, she's the ex-wife of Amari Stoudemire, who I've heard of. She's an investor in cannabis. And then we meet Ashley, who's a real estate agent and the wife of Philip Wheeler. And then we have and then we go back to Sherelle and Ocho Cinco. Sherelle meets up with Andre Berto's wife, who was close to Ocho Cinco, Portia. Portia is a real estate agent too, so all of them are just friends. Um, and I even wrote in my notes, why didn't Sherelle just open up? Like, does she have an agency in Miami? Like, I have so many questions, but Portia says her man is fine and he's an Olympian and a boxer. I said, okay, girl. I even wrote, what kind of freaky golf is this? Because they flirting and popping it and Ocho Cinco talking about he ovulating. I don't know. It was a lot going on. We get introduced to, I wrote this girl name all kind of wrong. Miranda Margie. I thought she went by MJ. Just call her MJ. She's the girlfriend of Kodak Black. This is where I got very lost. But she's a real estate agent. And she's only 22, but she's a rapper too. And she has two kids by Kodak Black, I think. Or maybe just the one. I don't know. But she was at the jewelry store getting a Cuban link for the baby. Um, and she said she was always a fan of Kodak Black since middle school. And until she was of age, she waited and then she um, followed him on Instagram. And you know what happened next. Let's move on. Mm. Okay, next scene, we meet a boutique owner who is the ex-girlfriend of Rick Ross and the baby mama Rick Ross. She meets up with Alexis, remember the ex-wife of Amari Stoudemire. And I wonder how her and Tia Kemp get along. Probably not well. Probably. I'm sure Tia be lighting her up. But Stony said where is the name Stony from? Is that I can't there's a 90s movie with somebody named Stony. I don't know. But she said that she feels like the odd man out, and she's closer to MJ, which is weird because I don't know how old Stony is, but if her kids are older, she got to be at least 40, right? And I mean, not that you can't be friends with somebody 20 years younger than you, because she said she's closer to MJ. So I'm like, okay, but I'm happy she still has a friend in Alexis. But I guess Sherelle and the other girls kind of aren't close to Stony, which is sad because I don't think that's right. And here's the part where I feel bad for Stony because Stony says that dating is hard in Miami because she lives in a house that Rick Ross still owns. And Stony says that when she was with an ex after Rick Ross, the ex set her up with the camera, and when they broke up, he sold the tape to a search troop, sold a tape to 50 Cent, and that's why people think that she's a PO, star because of the tape. So then that's why people judge her off of that. Okay, so next scene, Sherelle, Portia, Alexis meet over Ashley's house for a pool day. Ashley said that Stony wants to look for a house. And this was kind of mean because they were like joking about her funds or whatever. And I'm like, well, Rick Ross is her baby mom, so I'm sure she still has something. Like Miami isn't cheap. And she owns a boutique or whatever. Sherelle is the first one to bring up the tape or whatever about Stony. And Sherelle states that Sherelle is like, if I can't benefit from you, then I don't want to be around you. And I heard that Stony was going around asking about me. I'm like, but aren't you doing the same thing? I don't know. Sherelle wasn't really making sense. So I don't know. But next scene, MJ and Sherelle meet up at a park and her daughter is there. So I was confused. I'm like, is this daughter Kodak Black's too? I'm guessing so. The daughter looked about 2 because the son that she got the Cuban link for was like a baby, like a fresh baby. So I don't know. But she said how irritated she is with Kodak Black's groupies. And Sherelle is like, well, you're always like disappearing. And they go back to a scene when like Sherelle was at like a car dealership because MJ was supposed to meet up with her to pick out a car for Kodak Black because MJ busted out all his windows and was supposed to get him another car. And I even wrote very Jasmine Sullivan. I bust the windows out your car. Like, what the hell? And yeah, they showed the picture. She really busted out all the windows out his car. Like a mess. Let me pause this real quick. My bad, y'all. My dog is being so impatient. But yeah, she busted out all his windows, real Jasmine Sullivan. And I'm like, girl, please break up. Like, you 22, you still got a chance. And with Kodak Black's cases and everything going on with him, just break up. But so this part I was confused about because they kind of introed it weird. But Alexis was at an event and Tyreek Hill was there with his wife. I forgot her name, but a bunch of people were here. Like most of the cast was here. I guess it was a cast event. And y'all, I completely forgot that Yes Jules was a part of this cast. And I'm like, and I'm probably about to read Yes Jules a little bit just because if you don't know Yes Jules, she was kind of like a cloud chaser back. What year was that? I can't even remember, but just like, because I don't know if she fully white. I don't know what she is, but like she did a lot of like N-word antics and just playing around, and a lot of like thirsty dudes would just like have her on podcast and let her say whatever. And remember, like Daniel Caesar, like got himself canceled defending her and all that. So I don't really, and I think she's a pretty girl or whatever, and she's smart the way she marketed herself to, get the clout, because she is a successful girl in that way. Like she ran down her resume, like doing the marketing for Yeezy or whatever. But I mean, F her forever. I will never forget that. Like, yeah, you smart in that way and you knew what would get you clout, but you're not trustworthy in my book. And I'm sure because I didn't even write down who she's the baby mama of, Duke something. But yuck, I don't know. And I really forgot she was part of this cast. But she goes down on this story, like was very scripted. She like read a text. She's like, oh, Kanye just texted me. It's the first time in months. And he fired me and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. So Alexis, they're pretty much saying how they don't believe her. And Ashley. Well, Alexis pretty much believed her, but Ashley didn't. And Alexis was pretty much saying, I mean, if she deserves pay, then I think anyone should get their money. But then Ashley was saying, hey, I don't believe her based off of her history. And me too. Like with her history, I'm with Ashley. But I like how Alexis is very open to people. I like how Alexis is very open to, to Stoney. I like how she's like the mellow person of the group. So Stoney comes in, and Sherelle immediately is just like talking about her behind her back. She's criticizing her being in Rick Ross's house still. Sherelle is talking about her tapes and her being a possible escort. And this is where I actually was with Yes Jules, because Yes Jules is just like, hey, Sherelle over here is talking about you. And I'm just like, hey, I'm not with this girl, but you are just talking about her. And this girl is literally right here. Say what you got to say to her, right? But Stoney is saying, Sherelle is saying that she would never she doesn't really trust Stoney's like history, and like she would just never have pictures of herself out there like that. And Stoney's just like, so you're saying that Chad doesn't have pictures of you in a sexual matter on his phone? And Sherelle is like, of course he does, blah, blah, blah. So she's saying, so if his phone got in the wrong hands, you don't think that those pictures could be anywhere by accident? Anything could happen, which is true. That's so true. If his stuff gets hacked, your stuff could be anywhere. And I think Sherelle is being pretty mean, because I'm like, yeah, this happened, but this is how many years ago, Stoney? And then there was one part when Sherelle called Stoney ancient, and I looked up Sherelle's age. She 37, 36. And I mean, Stoney is 40 something. Like, your ages aren't that different. But I don't know. I think Sherelle is being pretty mean. And then even Yes Jules brings up that Sherelle got over the misconceptions about Yes Jules, and they have like a friendship and they're able to say hi to each other. So I'm like, hold up, Sherelle. You can get over the misconceptions about Yes Jules, but you judging Stoney? What's that about? I don't like that. Yeah, that's what I wrote. So pretty much they go to the next scene. Stoney's at her boutique, and apparently she gets like a video where MJ, Kodak Black's girlfriend, got arrested. And I can't really tell what was in the video. I'm like, did she run over somebody or something? What happened? But Stoney trying to call her and MJ not picking up, and it goes to the next episode. So I'll probably try to watch the next episode tomorrow to see what happened. I hope Sherelle is not trying to be a mean girl just for the drama, because this episode was pretty full of stuff. So I didn't think she really had to do all that. But please subscribe. Please subscribe. And please let me know if you want me to keep reviewing this show or suggest more shows you want me to review. I give this episode a 7 out of 10. I felt like it was pretty full of stuff. I didn't like Sherelle being a mean girl. I didn't think that was fair. And I don't know. It's just like, why are you being open to Yes Jules, but you're not being open to Stoney? like over something that happened to her years ago. Like that's kind of weird to me. And y'all, I'll be recording in different spots later because my dog is not about to get on my nerves today. Not today, sir. But bye, you guys. Have a good day.